Hey plant lovers, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one of the most beloved and resilient houseplants out there, the spider plant. You probably know them. You might even have one. But I guarantee you haven't seen them like this before. Forget everything you thought you knew, because I am about to share 7 insider hacks that will take your spider plant game from basic to absolutely breathtaking. These aren't your average tips. These are the secrets that will turn your modest little plant into a cascading, baby-producing, air-purify superstar. So, grab your watering can, get comfortable, and let's transform your indoor jungle together. First up, let's talk about something most people overlook: the power of a haircut. Hack number 1 is strategic pruning for explosive growth. Now, I know what you're thinking. Prune my spider plant? But it's growing so well. Trust me on this. Over time, the older, lower leaves can turn yellow or brown and start to look a little sad. They're also consuming energy that the plant could be using to produce new, vibrant foliage and those adorable little plantlets. So, get yourself a clean, sharp pair of scissors or pruning shears. The key is to be strategic. Snip off any yellowed or brown leaves right at the base, where they meet the soil. Also, if you see any leaves that are just looking weak or damaged, they can go too. This simple cleanup does 2 amazing things. It instantly makes your plant look healthier and tittier, and more importantly, it signals the plant to redirect its energy into producing fresh, strong growth from the center. It's like a reset button that encourages a fuller, more robust plant. Don't be afraid to give it a good trim. It will thank you with a burst of new life. Ready for hack number 2? This one is a game changer for getting that lush, overflowing look we all crave. It's called the cluster potting method. Instead of having one lonely spider plant in a pot, we're going to create a community. Spider plants naturally want to spread out and create a dense ground cover. We can replicate and accelerate this in a pot. When you're repotting, or if you have a few smaller plants, don't just put one in the center of a new pot. Instead, plant 3 or 4 of them together in one larger, slightly shallow container. Space them out evenly. What happens next is pure magic. As they grow, their leaves will intermingle, and their roots will form a supportive network. This creates a visually stunning, super full pot of foliage, much faster than a single plant ever could. It also encourages more competition, in a good way, prompting them to send out even more runners and babies to find new territory. It's the quickest way to get that jungle vibe. Alright, moving on to hack number 3. And it's all about feeding your plant, but with a twist. We're calling this the aquarium water secret. If you have a freshwater fish tank, you are sitting on liquid gold for your spider plants. Every time you do a water change for your fish, don't pour that old water down the drain. That water is packed with beneficial nitrogen and other nutrients from fish waste. It's a perfectly balanced, gentle, and all-natural fertilizer. Unlike synthetic fertilizers, it's almost impossible to burn your plant's roots with aquarium water. I use it on my spider Plants about once a month, in place of a regular watering. And the difference is incredible. The leaves become a deeper, more vibrant green. And I've noticed a huge increase in the production of plantlets. If you don't have a fish tank, maybe it's time to get one. Or better yet, make friends with someone who does. It's a symbiotic relationship that benefits your fish, your plants, and your wallet. Now for hack number 4. And this one will get you an army of new spider plants for free. It's all about advanced plantlet propagation. We all know you can snip off the babies or spiderettes and pop them in water. But let's level up. For stronger, faster rooting babies, try this. Instead of cutting the plantlet off the mother plant right away, leave it attached to the runner. Take a small pot filled with soil and place it next to the mother plant. Now, gently guide the runner over and pin the base of the plantlet onto the surface of the soil in the new pot. You can use a bent taper clip or a propagation pin to hold it in place. The baby plant is still attached to its mom, receiving nutrients and support through the runner, while it starts to grow its own independent root system in the new pot. After a few weeks, once you can feel that it has rooted firmly, you can snip the umbilical cord. The runner. This method has a near 100% success rate and gives you a much more robust new plant from the get-go. Let's talk about the dreaded brown tips. It's the #1 complaint I hear about spider plants. And hack number 5 is your ultimate solution. Humidity hacking. Those crispy brown tips are almost always a cry for more moisture in the air, not in the soil. Spider plants are native to the tropical and southern regions of Africa, where humidity is high. Our heated and air-conditioned homes are often far too dry for them. So, how do we fix it? Misting is a temporary fix, but it's not the most effective. A better, more consistent solution is to group your spider plant with other plants. Plants naturally release moisture through a process called transpiration, creating a humid microclimate around them. Another fantastic trick is the pebble tray. Get a shallow tray or a plant saucer. Fill it with a layer of pebbles and add water until it's just below the top of the pebbles. Place your spider plant pot on top. The pot itself shouldn't be sitting in the water, but as the water evaporates from the tray, it will create a wonderful bubble of humidity right where your plant needs it most. Say goodbye to crispy tips forever. Hack number 6 is a little unconventional, but it works wonders. I call it the repotting resistance. Spider plants are one of the few houseplants that actually enjoy and even thrive on being slightly root-bound. You know those thick, fleshy, almost tuber-like roots they have? Those are called rhizomes, and they store water and nutrients. When the pot gets a little tight, it sends a signal to the plant, hey, I'm running out of room to grow down here, so I better focus my energy on reproducing. And what does that mean? An explosion of runners and baby spiderettes. Of course, you don't want to leave it root-bound forever. A good rule of thumb is to repot only when you see roots growing out of the drainage holes, or when the plant is literally pushing itself up and out of the pot. Resisting the urge to repot every spring can actually lead to a more productive and prolific plant. Embrace the snug fit. And finally, we've arrived at hack number 7. The one that ties it all together. The light source rotation. You've probably heard you should rotate your plants so they don't lean towards the window. And that's true. But we're going to be more intentional. Spider plants love bright, indirect light. But to maximize that beautiful variegation, the white or cream stripes on their leaves and encourage even growth, you need to think about light from all angles. Once a week, when you're checking on your plants, don't just give them a quarter turn. Change their location entirely for a day or two. If possible, move it from an east-facing window to a spot near a north-facing window. If it's in a hanging basket, lower it to a tabletop for a day. This slight stress and change in the angle and intensity of light encourages the plant to maintain its variegation and grow symmetrically. It prevents one side from becoming stronger than the other and ensures that lush, full 360-degree cascade of foliage we're aiming for. It keeps your plant on its toes and results in a perfectly balanced, picture-perfect specimen. So there you have it. 7 insider hacks that will completely revolutionize the way you care for your spider plants. From strategic pruning and cluster potting to leveraging aquarium water and mastering humidity. These tips will help you grow the healthiest, most stunning spider plants you've ever seen. Remember to resist the urge to repot too soon. And give your plant a regular change of scenery with light rotation. These aren't just your run-of-the-mill tips. They're the secrets to unlocking your spider plant's full, glorious potential. I'd love to hear which of these hacks you're going to try first. Drop a comment down below and let me know. And if you have any of your own secret spider plant tips, share them with our community. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more plant transforming content. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy planting, and I'll see you in the next video.